Welcome back, everybody, to the Brand Exchange podcast. My name is Yohji. I am super excited for this episode. I would like to introduce you to Mr. Taylor McKinnon. He's the co-founder and brand director of Mr. Charlie's, a vegan restaurant in LA, California. And this is hands down one of the greatest brands I've ever seen. I'm constantly referring to this when we work with clients and they ask me, oh, what's the great branding example? I 50% of the time I'm going to show them Mr. Charlie's and just show them what they went through because it's so genius. So please stay tuned for this episode. I promise you'll find some inspiration in this, building your own brand, company, or startup. And yeah, with that said, Taylor, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate being on and hanging out with you guys. So we're already family in a way. We all know the same people, so it's great.
Awesome. So I'm going to show the audience as well a little bit of what Mr. Charlie is, but please give us an introduction, man. What is Mr. Charlie's?
Oh, that's a good question. Mr. Charlie's is a new way of thinking and building a business. It's a unique concept that specializes in creating a lot of joy, creating a lot of stability for homeless people, and creating an opportunity for people to eat more plants for the greater good of the world, because we're all here to leave it better than we found it, right? So there's a bit of pain in the world right now, so we're trying to add a little bit of love into many directions that we deal with and things that we're a part of. We want to see a better world, but that means that you got to make a lot of sacrifice. You can't choose money, and you have to choose people, and that's what we did. And I think anything that sets out to make a difference in the world is going to be heavily supported by the universe. I truly believe that with all my heart. And it's been no different here. It's been amazing, So, yeah, Mr. Charlie's is, I always say it's unconditional love in a red box. We pack a lot of love into that box. When you eat it, you digest all of the things that we've all been through collectively as a group. You digest all of the hard work from all of the people that have made sacrifices to get clean from alcohol, from drugs, from homelessness. We have no barriers here. We love everybody unconditionally, and we've built a network and a team based on that, and it's worked. That's what our heart wanted to do. And what would happen if you started a brand that didn't focus on making money? It sounds ludicrous in this day and age, but we did. Money will never make you happy. I thought it would, actually, a long time ago. And then I ended up homeless because of it.
Yeah.
Searching in the wrong direction and letting people down and just taking on too much. I spiraled, which is really the foundation of our brand. There's a lot of lights and a lot of fun and a lot of people are talking about it, and that's great. But it's the why. Why are we here? Why do we even do it? Why did me, Aaron, and Charlie put everything that we had in the world into one concept that we knew that would change lives? Why did we want to do that? It's because we're all broken. We're all damaged in a little way. Everybody in the world shares the same feeling. We're all recovering from something. For me, I'm a recovering ego addict. I had a crazy ego for many years. Didn't really care about anything other than myself. You know what I mean? It was just the real. And I ended up letting a lot of people down and hurting a lot of people over the years and failing miserably at everything I put my hand on. And it took a lot of work, self-love, a lot of work on myself to figure out why I was always in these patterns. And it's because I was living out of fear. I had terrible programming from being a child, a lot of childhood trauma that I just built up and kept inside. And when anything would ever get too hard, I would run away from it. I would just go the other direction.
Okay.
And it led me to being homeless. And the greatest thing that ever happened to me, actually, the greatest to this day, other than my son and getting married and all the other stuff that we do, and parents, and husbands and wives.
Awesome.
So Mr. Charlie's was a way for us to put all of our past experiences together into one box and share with the world all of our tricks and techniques and all of the love that we've received from so many people that have helped me get to where I'm at today, and especially our team, and we collectively have come together for one love, genuine one love. It's so deep, and that's going back to the beginning for me where it all started, which was 8 years ago. After falling very hard and hitting the ground, I had nowhere to go. I was out. I was on my own. No one cared anymore because I'd burned all my bridges. And it was tough. I'll be honest, it was tough. Suicidal, sad, depressed, living in a world of fear, not sure what's next. It was heartbreaking. But again, greatest thing that ever happened to me because it taught me empathy. And so the homeless shelter that I lived at 8 years ago, called the Dream Center, that took me in and gave me back my life, I went back there with this team and created the Mr. Charlie's Academy, which is a work program that gives jobs and opportunities to people that are on the program, just like me. And
so amazing.
Where today I'm surrounded by so much love. And I did the work. I looked at my own self and went, okay, how do you not repeat old patterns? How do you step into a new life? How do you better your life? And I realized that the only way I could do that was by dedicating my life to helping other people. It's the only thing that truly makes me happy. So we, Aaron and I have got a creative agency that specializes in just that, helping brands find their voice, helping people find their inner confidence to believe in themselves enough to be crazy enough to jump in and start their own brand, because you got to be crazy. And that's a good thing.
Yes.
You know, and I think a lot of it is the bravery of just trying. You know, how do you become a successful brand? You work. You do the work. You get your freaking hands dirty. You roll your sleeves up. You know, I've got a lot of cuts and bruises and scars, emotionally, physically. They're all there. But everything that we go through in our life that trips us up is actually the biggest blessing that we've ever received. Because that old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, it's very true in my world anyway. You know, the hardest things that I truly believed were going to finish me off, all the mistakes, turned into the most amazing amount of unconditional love from myself, because I realized that I'd hung on long enough to be in a position to be able to make a change. And I did. And
so tell me about how does the emotion of the customer that come in and want to connect with their inner child plays along with buying a frowny, sad box?
You know, we have a lot of great memories in this store already with lives that we've already changed. I feel like we've changed quite a few, and they've actually changed ours as well. I'll tell you one story. I had a customer come in, and we have these little yellow stores, and he said to me, "Why do you have these silly yellow stores?" And I went, "Have you sat on it yet?" And he went, "No." And I went, "Okay, I'm going to buy you a meal today." So I bought him a frowny meal, and I said, "I need you to take this free meal, and I need you to go and sit on that silly little yellow store and eat your dinner. And then afterwards, tell me how you feel." And when I walked out, I saw him sitting outside, and he was so happy. He was smiling. And I asked him, "How do you feel now?" And he went, "I feel like a big kid." I went, "Are you happier?" He went, "Oh yeah, for sure." And we just totally changed the way he thought about himself. We gave him permission, almost in a way, to take a minute and go inwards and be a kid and remember what that felt like for 5 minutes. You know, and that's what really meditation is for me. Going inwards, finding that place of complete peace, and then acting out of that place of peace. Everything's better, right? You don't react as much. I've worked on my reactions as I've got older. My reactions were always the things that really got me into trouble. The way I reacted. When something hard would happen, right, I would react. And you've got to learn how to basically control that and not give too much emotion away, because half of the time, the things you say in anger, you don't mean it, you know, and I certainly didn't. But you just find yourself in a position of feeling like your back's against the wall because there's not enough grace, you know, and we don't have enough grace in this world. We need more of it. So Charlie's just represents all of the things that we wanted to see for the world. How to be more childlike, how to eat cleaner, and not kill an animal for fast food. What would happen if you created a concept that was so comfortable and familiar for a lot of people, because people have been eating fast food for ages, as brands like Burger King, Wendy's, they're all doing it. What if we made something that was very close to that, as far as like, you know, full fast food product, and give people the opportunity to come in and try that? Like, Most of our customers are not vegan. Most of our customers are not plant-based. They're curious and they want to know if it tastes
Wow.
good. My favorite part about Charlie's is everyone that comes to Mr. Charlie's does not expect what they receive at all.
Yeah.
They come in thinking, okay, this is cool. I saw it on TikTok, blah, 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 blah. But when they come in and they feel the energy, there's a frequency in this building. We know because we left it here. Pop it up every time we come in. It's almost a gas meter. We come in every day. I just slide, bloop, bloop, a little bit more, and I do the work and I turn it up. You know. So to answer your questions, customers feel safe. They feel seen in their subconscious. Like I truly believe, and it sounds a bit lofty, but it's what I live my life on. Our ancestors are all around us.
No, it's.
You know, they're guiding us. They're pushing us.
I completely understand.
To new direction, to new happiness, to connect with people that can create opportunities for you to see yourself, you know?
I see all your reasoning and your whys and your values and everything so deeply integrated. I'm so amazed. I didn't say much because it was really, a deep dive into where all your roots are and where it all came from. And first of all, man, thank you so much for sharing those deep thoughts. I know not everyone is like that, and it's not easy. But I think it's a really great example of, when we do brand strategy with clients and like the general topic of like just digging a little bit deeper, doing something beyond just your product or your service and just interacting with it and really feeling it. And therefore you can actually execute it in such an easier and more effective way, because it doesn't come from a task list anymore. It all comes from your head. It all comes from your heart. It all comes from a deeper passion, right? Everything becomes so much easier once you figure that out. And I think your journey is just a perfect example.
Thank you. I appreciate you seeing it. You know, even when we started this call, I was really nervous. I was like, he's going to ask me where did it all start? And again, I have to find myself going back to that place of a lot of pain, you know? For anybody that's watching this, like, you got to go through your pain to find your love. You got to work on that.
Yeah, man.
You got to be grateful. You got to show a lot of grace.
Yeah,
you know, to the people that are on you.
For sure.
Because they don't know any better because of their programming. You know? So if you could be graceful and show unconditional love to someone, when they find themselves, they'll show it back. And then all I pray for is that the world continues to find their love and share it with the world like we do. The world would be a better place if we do that.
I want to share with you 2 words that I was just discussing in my latest show with Andy Greenaway from Singapore, and he's also in the branding world, and he puts it as distinct resonance. I just freaking feel that with you, man. Like distinctly believing in what you do and just doing your way, just, ignore everyone else's voice and just, following your way. And then at the same time resonating with just so many people, just way beyond your vegan target audience, but just literally everyone who comes by, who sees it, and just like first drag them in with the excitement and then let them stay and become fans and lovers of it by the energy and by all the other things that are going on in Mr. Charlie's. And I don't know, I hope you can resonate to distinct resonance, but I just thought it was so fitting, so I wanted to mention that.
Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful words, and it rings true. It's, we're all unicorns. We really are. If you're breathing right now, like, you're a unicorn. Like, you're here with a purpose. You're here with a special gift. I went wrong in my life when I tried to keep up with the Joneses, when I tried to act like everybody wanted me to act. And when I kept doing that, I realized that I was actually really shit at that. Really crap. I would fall short every time. And I would have to lie to get myself out of situations. And until, again, I fell so hard. Like, I had nothing. I went from something to complete nothing, shattered in a million pieces. And I had to pick those pieces up off the ground myself and put them back together. But every time I did the work, I found more love for myself, more empathy, and I've been surrounded by such amazing people.
How much of these things are you sharing with the public? Because the first time then I looked up Mr. Charlie's, I definitely came across the community aspect of it in terms of giving people a second chance, and all the entire team is basically trained from, the ground up with the academy that you guys running. But how do you believe will that fuse with the first fun gesture like image that people have when they first time interact with that super disrupting brand, and it actually has this crazy deep meaning? Like, are you planning to advertise or
Yeah, that's something.
on that community function more in the future?
Oh, 100%. We have loads of incentives and things that are going to become very public. I think just being super transparent. One of the things that was one of my downfalls back in the day was having this amazing intention to do stuff. I always have a big heart for doing stuff all my life, but then you would end up falling short and then letting people down. So we made a very conscious decision to do the work first. Like, we'll do the work now, build the foundation, make the change. Don't use that as the focus, because we want people to feel the vibration. Make the brand strong, do what we know how to do in this realm, and allow people to uncover
Disrupt and innovate.
Isn't it amazing when you grab when you grab a box of chocolates, right? And it doesn't tell you what the chocolates are. Some chocolates don't. But then you'll bite that one chocolate, and it's so amazing that it makes you just fall in love with that whole box of chocolates. Charlie's has a lot of chocolates, and there's a lot to bite. And I think that you don't want to overwhelm people too much. And I also wanted to give all of the team the space to rehabilitate and get back into society without the pressure of everyone looking at them so much, And we did that for a few months. We started without really saying too much. And then I didn't really want to share my story. Just being honest, I was too embarrassed. I felt like I failed in my previous life. And why would I ever want to talk about that? And then Fox News came here to do a segment on Susanna and why, us helping the homeless and everything that we do with the Dream Center. And then Coco McAvoy in the middle of the interview turned around and went, question, why do you guys help the homeless? Why do you even want to do it? And then everyone looked at me and I was like, okay. And then Coco said, what's the deal here? And I just said, I lived at the Dream Center where she's from. I was there 8 years ago. Everything I have today, I made from that. The pastor of the church, this shelter, because it's like a church shelter, he gave me $1,000. Mm-hmm. Everything I have today, I made from that $1,000 with a lot of help and a lot of support.
So Taylor, how does your, I think just reconnecting this to some of the entrepreneurs that are listening right now, and I think your journey is an absolute pinnacle of this transformation, as I call it for now. But let's, if you think of some people who, might be a little bit intimidated by some of the things that you said and are maybe agree with you, but not ready to make the full jump, what would you agree to maybe a struggling early stage startup or a small business owner to say okay, we keep focusing on our product. We're just going to keep giving discounts. We just keep talking about our business, but it starts to not feel like happiness anymore. What would you suggest or share some wisdom from your end based on all the things that you went through and shared with us today? What makes you happy when things are hard?
I think the first question you need to ask yourself is, why are you doing it? That's the biggest question. With just that one question, you'll get a lot of truth if you're prepared to look at the truth. I think that to be nervous is normal. That's a good thing. Anxiety. I love anxiety. Everyone thinks anxiety is a bad thing. It's actually an amazing thing. That little doorbell, it's called a ring, right? It shows you who's at your door. Yeah. Tells you who's coming in and you got a package. Think of anxiety as a ring, doorbell. It's a direct link from the universe to you to let you know that you're not doing enough for yourself and for the world, and that you're living too far into the future and what could happen and what could go wrong. That's why a lot of business owners and young entrepreneurs get stuck. I did the same thing. It's like something doesn't work, you quit, you move on, you do something else. No, you got to stick at it. You got to make a plan. You got to ask yourself, one, why are you here? Why are you doing it? Two, ask yourself, are you being as ethical as you could be? Are you being as kind as you can be? And if the answer is yes, great. But I don't think everyone would be able to answer yes. I think everyone's too scared to go all in and trust all the way. And it takes a lot of sacrifice because the system it teaches us one way. We look at business, you go to school Like, I don't particularly like the education system. I don't think they're teaching our children the right way. And I only speak from my own experience because I feel like school didn't give me too much. From a young age, we're taught to fail. We're taught to work on our own. Don't ask for help. That's not it. You need to surround yourself with good people. So if you've got an idea and you've got a brand and you've got something you want to do, ask yourself the first question, why you want to do it? And then find your answer. Second thing you need to do is surround yourself with really great people that will turn up for you when it's absolutely the worst day in the world. Because when you're having the best day in the world, you'd enjoy it the most with those people. And then you got to constantly work on yourself. That's the most important thing. So how's your state of mind? How's your diet? Diet's huge. Your health is your greatest wealth. One of the greatest things I ever heard was I read this interview from a billionaire guy. And he said, when I was 19, I wanted to be a billionaire. And he says, and when I became a billionaire, I wanted to be 19. And I was like, wow. I was like, it's so deep. So know why you want to do it. Surround yourself with good people. If it's too much, then there's a reason why it's too much. One of my best friends ever told me this, and one of my mentors actually, he's hard on me actually. His name's Paul Hibbler. He's a massive restaurateur, amazing human being. But he said, you got to do the work. And every time he would say, I would always say to him, I'm doing the work. And he would say, got to do the work.
Yeah.
And then he also said to me, you got to get low and go slow. So it's about enjoying the process. Like everyone's in a hurry to get somewhere. We're not. I keep hearing it. These are the best days of your life. So instead of trying to build a brand that wants to open, 900 stores across the world, and I'm going to be happy when we open 900 stores. I'm happy right now. I'm happy in the building stages of it, in receiving all of the love and the criticism and the heartache and just the beauty of what this business has to offer. And it's not really like the business. It's more of the energy that's surrounding the business. It's pretty beautiful. And be brave. Sorry, that's the last thing I wanted to add in. Be brave. Go for it.
No.
Go for it. What do you got to lose? If you fail, you'll learn something from that failure, and that'll make you better. I could never have opened Mr. Charlie's with these two amazing dudes 10 years ago and made it work. Never.
Yeah.
Same person, attitude about life and different understanding of what I've been through. So
100%. So I think we provided so much value today with the mindset and with the feedback on surrounding yourself with the people that will support you in any time of the day and year and scenarios. I would just love to connect it one last time back to a little bit of a business aspect and say, once you found your why, once you found your purpose and the people that surround you and do you make you a better person, what was with you guys the next step to get into real actions, get the first Mr. Charlie's up and running? What did you guys do? Can you just enlighten us a bit?
Sure. I think once you find yourself in a position of feeling confident enough to go at it, you have to remember that time. Let's talk about time for a second. You have a couple of types of time. You have normal time, which is what it says on your watch, and then you have spiritual time. And I live on spiritual time. Still on time for meetings and stuff, but I live on spiritual time most of the time. And what that means is that I'm not worried about the outcome of when I think something's going to happen. See, with a business like this and any business that you build, there has to be a level of trust that everything's going to work out if you're doing the right thing. And it might not be the timing that you want, but when it does happen, it will make all the sense to you in that moment. And then you'll look back and reflect and go, okay, yeah, this was the perfect timing. So I think, to answer your question in a bit more detail, when you go into something, you have to find your patience and understand that Rome took a little while to build. It took a lot of people and a lot of work, and you got to do the work, and you got to commit yourself, and you got to stick at it. So if it's tough, it's going to be tough for a minute, but you'll get through that. And when you get through it, you're stronger. You've been shaped a little bit in that situation. So for us, it was, we knew what we had was meaningful enough without any bullshit that it would go all the way. Did we expect it to go as fast as it did? No, but we did trust from the beginning. We never doubted it. So we were patient. We applied ourselves. We did the work on ourselves, you know, which is wake up every morning, write down 3 things of gratitude, sit with them, get in the shower, turn the shower to hot, then turn the shower to cold, and take it. Make your bed first thing in the morning. Let that be the first successful thing. Beat the sun up every morning. Get up at 5, beat the sun. It's another success straight away. I've done 3 things already. I'm winning. I took some time to write for myself and acknowledge what I'm going through, and you know, and little techniques that my wife implemented in my life was to write down anything that I was dealing with that felt really heavy. So I would just dump it on a thing, and then I would burn it afterwards and set it free, you know, and I'd start my day on
okay,
you know, and again, I wake up every day, and the boys do also. We trusted from the beginning. We knew that by helping the world the way that we do, the way that we set out to, that the universe would give us the current that we needed to go all the way down the stream and eventually reach the ocean.
Yeah.
Once you reach the ocean,
wow,
you're free, right? The ocean's massive. Go anywhere you want. So
yeah,
you just got to be.
You are free.
You got to be patient.
Awesome.
You know, and true freedom lives in living in the very moment that you have. Oftentimes, when things are stressful, I go inwards now and ask myself, follow my senses. What's wrong? What's really wrong? Nothing. It's just a situation. It's not me. It's a situation. I don't allow myself to become the situation. I stay on the outside. I become the witness. I've got really good at becoming the witness, something that Ram Dass really is implemented in my life, of seeing everything that's happening, seeing it that it's happening for you and not against you, you know? I just think that the world's got a really good way of testing us. But we're all a work in progress.
I hope some are listening today and really taking this in. And, you know, I think even if your business doesn't have a big impact on the world right now, start small, you know, and at least make the life of everyone you work with a better place. And then you can figure out a bigger step in 1-2 years from now. But I just totally agree. You know, I'm definitely not as like deeply sharing as you are. And I completely respect that. And I'm definitely having a more harder shell around it. But I'm constantly accepting interns that have 0 experience and just like sharing with them everything that I know just for free, or even like paying them just to learn a little bit. And I think just do these small actions and just giving a little bit back. It doesn't matter what it is, you know, not a shitty handbag or knowledge or a tree.
Dude, I encourage
anything giving.
I encourage every single person watching this right now, for the greater good of the world, go and grab lunch for you and somebody living on the street, and sit there and eat with them and ask them about their life and watch how much you learn. So, you know what I mean?
Like, wow.
It's amazing what you'll learn from people that are going through things, you know? Everyone's your mirror. I'm your mirror, bro. You're mine. Like, you know what I mean? All of these amazing kind things that you're saying about us, it's just helping me reflect back on what we've gone through and what we've created. Makes me really proud of it. Again, I'm not perfect. I never want to be perfect. I stopped that a long time ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. I'm going to constantly make mistakes.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I want to make mistakes because it's the only way I've been able to grow. Just love yourself, everybody.
I think that was a great outro. I hope we inspired one person to go out for lunch. And I mean, especially where I am right now, Philippines, you can get that opportunity at every corner. So maybe you do that. And reflection, giving back, building community, building family, providing value. Jesus Christ, did we talk about many things. All right.
That's what
I think that's enough for today.
So, you know, that's the world that we're living in now. We're moving into that, you know, more communal living and us being together and helping each other, you know. Mr. Charlie's is only successful. I'll leave you with this.
For sure.
It's only successful for a few reasons. 1, we were brave enough to be selfless and go against the grain. 1. 2, we did it for the community. 2, my favorite thing, 3, which I'll end on, is that we set out to change the community, and the people that actually did the changing was the community by supporting it. So everyone that loves everything that's going on, you did that. We didn't do it. We just created a platform for you to come in and live your best life and experience the unexperiencable, because I don't think this doesn't exist in the world. That's why we built it, you know? So we're going to open these all over the world.
Yeah.
We're only in the middle of that right now. It's insane what the growth. And we'll get back together and we'll talk about it again in a year from now. But
let's do that.
We're doing it because we've been brave, we've been patient, we love deep, and we work our ass off. You got to work, do the work, and enjoy the work. Have fun. If you have fun, I always say, if you're having a good time, anyone who's experiencing what you're doing is going to have a fantastic time. I truly believe that. So,
yeah,
just
that's super
change
true.
the world,
Yeah.
people. We need more people to change the world.
Awesome, Tyler. Thank you
you
so much, man.
You're sweet.
Super thankful, and let's do it again. Let's check up in 1 year on Mr. Charlie's again. I can't wait what you guys gonna do with the world.
I appreciate you. Thank you for all the love and your platform and giving so much great advice to people that are in this industry and of building businesses. Like you're a great service to the world, and I'm honored to be talking to you and know you and have mutual friends, mutual family with you. You're a great human. So be proud of who you are, and thank you for giving me a voice today to share my story with everybody, or our story with everybody. So it's my biggest honor, man. My biggest honor.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Brother.
Have an awesome year ahead, man. I can only see great things for you.
Thank you.
Bye, Taylor.
Yeah, have fun.